So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hey, Aiden. Pac-Man. Ah. Looks like we got YouTube and Twitch live, which is good. So, hey, Dave, Stiflus, Phobus, Quad. Good morning, guys. Yeah. Hey, Haley. Hey, Martin. Phobus. Ready for some fun. That's right. So, honestly, guys, I don't get how I'm more entertaining than esports, but I'll take it. So today is not necessarily a good day. I'll say that because I am leaving for family camp pretty much right after this stream. I probably can't do a full 3 hour stream today because of that. Unfortunately, it'll probably be closer to 2 hours. So boo on that. But also, I'm not looking forward to family camp, which I should, but I'm not because I won't have reception, and that sucks tremendously. So, yeah, boo. Cool, Dave. Yeah, I did see that, but I haven't checked it out yet. What's the issue, Martin? I'm not gonna look that up right this instant. Hey, Retro. Good morning. Oh. YouTube messed up the order, sure. Big box crashing on launch with beta 3. Really? Okay. It didn't crash on launch with beta 2 or anything else? That's weird. Because I didn't change anything on startup. Hey, Neil. What's family camp? So basically, the whole family goes to camp. Uh, that's family camp. Yeah, pray for the strength to get me through family camp. That's what really, honestly, that's what I need. I'm actually, so basically, it's a campground that we go to um, with everybody from our church. That's ultimately what it is, and I'm gonna be leaving camp for 3 hours a day to go into town to get some work done because I can't afford to be completely without reception and without like any contact with the outside world for a whole week. That would absolutely just kill me. And then also, I mean, I have a company to to run, so that's kind of the thing. And I'm leaving. I'm leaving like as much as possible in the hands of Kirsten, actually, and she's gonna do an awesome job. But I'm still like, eh, don't uh, don't want to leave. But anyways, that's what's going on there. Hey, Yamcha. Hey, Camel. You're watching E3 too. Sure. I didn't even realize E3 was going on right now. Did I see Polymega RetroBlox user interface? What do I think about it? I haven't seen that, actually. Hey, Nicholas. No, it's not a guilt thing before shipping kids off to summer camp. Funny thing is, it's like it's youth camp and uh, family camp combined. So Reese, my oldest, is old enough to be in his own cabin with a bunch of other kids. But my daughters, Zoe and Eva, are going to be staying with us. Action Retro, how do I get a LaunchBox cinematic videos theme without setting up the console? You probably can't. Basically you'd have to create a platform. You don't have to import anything, but you just have to create a platform to get that done. Cool, Martin. No worries, Yamcha. I just said hi. YouTube misses half the things you say. Wheel games you spacing. Thank you, Quad. We might. We might. I'm honestly, guys. It upsets me that I'm leaving for a week because I got so much stuff to do, and I'm like really wishing I could spend this week focusing all week on development. And I apologize for that, guys. I really, it makes me upset. I really wish I could be here all week, but I can't. So that is the thing. So we're just gonna have to put stuff off for a week. A lot of stuff we're gonna have to put off for a week because obviously I've only got development wise I've only got today just for a couple hours, which is not very much time. So there's that. They'd renovate the week you were gone. Sure, action. So at some point there won't be anything else to develop. What then? Well, I'm not sure that we'll ever get to that point. To be honest, we'll innovate at that point. Well, and I think we already are innovating to a certain extent, but I don't know. That then we start tackling other platforms. Who knows? Castles and coasters in my youth group one time ever for about 4 hours. You were homeschooled. Gotcha. Until LaunchBox is its own operating system. There you go. That would be nice. I'd love that, but yeah, I don't know about that. Right. Well, I'm thinking one thing we noticed. I said performance improvements in the title of the stream, and I was thinking about starting with the the performance issues when switching the arrange by that we discovered on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Having worked on the CentOS Linux kernel code back in college, trust me, you don't want that. I know, dude, I know. No, thank you. That's cool, though. That's really neat. Always room for improvement, no matter how perfect something may seem. That is right. If you can share how to bind a custom user control to the backend, game details, and notes, it would be a bonus. Sure. Backend, game details, and notes. That's probably not too bad. I can probably do something like that. Switching views in the platform's pane on the left is not very performant either. You mean just by clicking a new sidebar item? That should be quick. All right. Well, let's load up LaunchBox. Actually, we need to pray. And I need the prayer today, that's for sure. Any prayer requests before we pray this morning? Cool, Neil. Neil K. I did Neilk. I did see that. I haven't read through it yet, though. Unfortunately, I might not get to that before I leave in a few hours. Super variable. So you're talking about just clicking sidebar items, right? Yeah. Might not get to it. So anyways, yeah, I can always try and improve it more, but I have spent a lot of time trying to improve the speed there. But and when we switch the arrange by, it should be just as fast as it is here. But I was noticing that it's not, and I'm not quite sure why. I think it probably has to do with the image cache. But that's what we were wanting to look. I wanted to look into. So if we arrange by LaunchBox database ID, see, that was fast. But for some reason on Wednesday, there it goes. Now it's, see, and this should be instantaneous for the most part, just like when you click on the sidebar items. And I need to figure out what it is that is slowing that down. So we should, I mean, and this has taken, for some reason, every once in a while, this has taken a ridiculously long time. Thank you, Supersonic. Efficiency improvements are more effect overall, so going for those is a good. Agreed. Android. Hey, Sandman. We had Android on a recent poll, and unfortunately, we didn't get that many votes on it. We got a whole lot less votes than I would have expected. So, unfortunately, Android isn't a major priority for us right now. Although that is still planned to be the next platform that we tackle. It's just not going to happen quite yet. Expand games. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you could send me the details on that, Neilk, I'd appreciate that. I should recommend for people that are wanting it on Android. I don't know what your use case scenario is, but if you happen to have some, couple $100 laying around, the GPD Win is a good solution because it'll do everything. It'll run Windows and all that stuff in an awesome handheld. The issue is the 7 meg 7-zip file. You can still post that in a PM on the forums, Neil. That should post fine. All right, so we got to figure out. The first thing I want to do is let's go ahead. I think this is a release build, so we need to rebuild in debug mode. Sandman. Actually, I have over 200 gigabytes, and I like it portable. I just have access to my PC running LaunchBox and Hyperspin through VR. Totally cool. That's pretty cool. NVIDIA streaming to the Moonlight app on my Android tablet. A different niche than an Android version would. And that's the thing. It does. I can't imagine that if anybody was running LaunchBox on Android, they would have full sets of anything. You know what I mean? But who knows? Who knows what people are going to use it for? Permanent tab or similar where I can see all my favorite games. I need that separated from the current sidebar list so I can see all the games classified and my faves at the same time. Well, I mean, there's plenty of ways to do that for the most part. I don't understand why you would need a separate interface for that, really. If you want favorites, go and organize by favorite and click yes, and you're going to get all your favorites. I mean, it's that simple. Or you can go platform. Actually, I'm going to go platform category so we get our nested categories, and then arrange by favorite, and then all your favorites are going to show up on top first in the list. So I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. I mean, the closest thing to a permanent favorite thing would be to just arrange by favorite. Favorites playlist, sure. Auto-generated and it updates. Not a bad way to handle it. That makes sense as well. Awesome. Thank you, Alleged Allergen. I love your name, by the way. Alleged Allergen. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Why not just do a Kickstarter for an Android version of LaunchBox? You know what? That's not a bad idea. And that, I mean, we certainly could. But I'm not necessarily convinced, Phobos, that if we did that, we would succeed. Based on the poll results that we got last time, I don't think there's enough people that care. I mean, if we had good poll results, I think that would be a great idea. But the other thing is, I don't want to go begging people for more money. I just don't, because I don't know. I'm happy with where we are financially. But at the same time, if we did an Android version, we would have to justify the cost of it. So yeah, I don't know. Have its own streaming capability instead of a dedicated Android version. I can see that being nice, yeah. So syncing everything, sure. It's that simple for you. I'm not sure, Matt, if you're talking to me or to another commenter. Maybe I said that. I don't remember, honestly. Sorry. Hey, Chris. Kickstarter would probably not get funded realistically. That's my thought. Hello, Sarcast Max. Everyone seems way ahead of me with their setups. I spend all my time cleaning up cover art to make sure all systems look nice. Haven't even created a playlist. I have a lifetime license for LaunchBox and I think it's the best in the game, but compared to something like OpenEMU, there's so much to be desired from ease and organizational standpoint. Yeah, I know OpenEMU is easy. But they also integrate emulators, which is something that we're not interested in doing. We're a lot more flexible than OpenEMU. I have used OpenEMU. I mean, I know exactly what it is, and I've played with it, and it's a great app. But it's a little bit different of a product than OpenEMU. Because of the large amount of ROMs, occasionally I get a small slowdown on covers clear logos. Should I allocate more cache space and force it to cache images? Are you talking about Big Box or LaunchBox, Jim? And therein lies the conundrum, Jason. Most premium users would expect it to be included, and if not, not as easy to justify the costs. Yeah, that is definitely a conundrum, Camel, absolutely. Poll results are preaching to the converted, so to say. There are a lot of one-board computers out there that use Android. Sure. Mm-hmm. Streaming app for Linux, Android, Mac, all of it. Yep. Would be interested in Android, but not if it meant less dev time on Windows. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. And if we did a Kickstarter thing, and it succeeded, that would definitely open up some doors as far as hiring some additional developers, or an additional developer to work on the Android app. Because I've done Android development, but I'm certainly not an expert on it. I'm much more of an expert on Windows development than I am on Android development. I actually put out an Android app a long time ago, but that's it, just one. That's all I've ever built. A Kickstarter would bring LaunchBox more into the public eye. Interesting. That's a good point, and that's both a positive and a negative. So, I don't know. Oh, I see, Matt. You said it's easy to find your favorites for you. It's not easy for the person stating they wanted another tab for it. I get that, Matt, but honestly, I mean, okay. There's 3 different ways to view favorites. So I don't understand how it could be made significantly easier. To be frank, I don't get it. I mean, you have favorite, yes and no. You can organize by anything and arrange by favorite. You can create a playlist that has favorites. There's a million ways to do it. So it's, at this point, it's just doesn't make any sense. Feature parity for an Android version. You also wouldn't have. I get you. If we were streaming, it'd be cool if you could team up with RetroArch so the setup could be easier. I agree, and I've tried to do that, but unfortunately, certain people on the RetroArch team do not want us doing that. They don't want us distributing RetroArch at all. Problem with, I love open source projects. They're wonderful, and they're crucial, and they're beautiful things, but unfortunately, when you have an open source project, you have a million different people working on the code, and some of those people are going to support things like including RetroArch with LaunchBox, and some of those people are not. And the last thing I ever want to do is piss people off who are working on code for RetroArch. So for that reason, we can't distribute RetroArch with LaunchBox. I've tried. So Jim Big Box. gotta remember what your comment was earlier. Small slowdown uncovers clear logos. Allocate more cache space. I don't know what you mean by allocate more cache space. Force it to cache images. Yes, forcing it to cache images is definitely going to help. But I don't know what you mean by allocate more cache space either. You definitely need disk space. So yeah, I guess the answer to that would be yes. So the Moby Game Scraper, I don't understand how that's all working, because I keep hearing different things about whether or not you heard my wife for a second there probably. I don't understand. We don't know where and how they're giving away keys. That's the problem with that. If you have a key, wonderful, but people have reported that they haven't been able to get any API keys. So I don't have any idea what's going on there really. It's been interesting. Big Box VR. Yeah, Chris Castaldi has been working on Big Box VR. So if you haven't seen that yet, you got to check that out on the forums. We did a big whole thing on that recently, and it's amazing. Definitely amazing. LaunchBox Linux distro or a Linux app. Problem is, in order to do that, it takes resources and funds, and I'm not sure anybody would be willing to fund it. In addition to the Windows version, because we would need a complete rewrite to support Linux properly. Infinity Box, yes. I got to catch up here so we can get busy. Auto playlists based on custom fields are stupid powerful for me with the plugins setting those fields. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that, Neil. LaunchBox is free, Big Box is not, so you can sell a Big Box distro. The problem is, on Linux, everybody wants free. And I know that's a myth, okay? I know that's not like 100% true, but it's a lot like Android. It's not that easy to make money on Android, and I know because I've tried. Because there is a stigma with certain operating systems that people want free stuff. Android is one of those operating systems, and Linux is similar to Android in that. And I know why, and I'm the same way. If I'm going to run a Linux operating system, I want free stuff because that's what it's all about. It's all about open source, right? So, for that reason, it becomes difficult. It makes sense, Luis Pietro, that they don't want to team up with anybody yet because they have their own kind of front end. That's true. I do have the legal right to distribute RetroArch. But I'm not around to piss entire organizations off. I'm not going to be doing that. You can't wait any longer? Stiflus, why do I get the feeling you're mocking me? Bruce Hell, I think he means allow RAM to go beyond 4 GB for the cache. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay. Another thing to note about the RAM cache setting in LaunchBox, that has nothing to do with Big Box. Nothing to do at all. Has there been any progress in the video alignment at all? Unfortunately, there hasn't. My fault. I mean, there has. It's better than it was before, but it's not solved yet. You have a lot of paid Linux games. Do you have any numbers on how many tried LaunchBox before buying Big Box versus buying Big Box without even trying LaunchBox? Yes, I have those numbers, and I mean it's well, no, I don't really have those numbers. Like I know the percentage of people who use Big Box versus the percentage of people who use the free version of LaunchBox. I mean, I have those numbers, of course, just by tracking downloads and purchases. But it's hard. It's a lot harder to track who buys big box without first seeing LaunchBox. That's hard. That's not easy. I don't know. Um, but I mean, I could probably figure it out roughly. But that is tricky. But anyways, regardless of whether it's free or not, doesn't really matter. I still really can't distribute RetroArch. Yeah, that's correct, Pac-Man. The Linux port becomes a thing. Hey, Scott, if the Linux port becomes a thing, Docker may be the easiest approach for that. What is Docker? That's interesting. Otherwise, not only would LaunchBox need to be rewritten, but probably the themes and plugins as well. That's the thing. The whole stack would have to be rewritten. Big Box runs on WPF, which is literally the best decision I ever made when developing Big Box, because it has allowed for so much of the awesome functionality that we have. The theme developers, the themes, even the plugins, all that stuff. It all runs on Microsoft's WPF stuff, and it's beautiful because of that. However, that whole stack doesn't exist on Linux. So for that reason, it would be it's a bit of a nightmare to develop it for Linux. Any docs to help with the code for it? Not really, Neil. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, not so much. Okay, Scott. Virtualization platform. Oh, I see. Okay. Hey, Nicolaj. HTML5 is more powerful than WPF, but it's less efficient by far. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean there, and I've thought about that. As a matter of fact, for a long time I was wishing that I had built everything on using web technologies, like especially the main LaunchBox interface. And then eventually I realized that you can't have this kind of performance um, with even in Chrome with web technologies. Uh, and I started to realize that when I built the games database version of, uh, of the my collection stuff. So at least I'm happy that I beat out uh, web technologies. But yes, I've thought about that. I've thought about that for a long time. Let's get stuck in. That's a really, really, really good idea. Let's do it. Let's pray, actually, first, guys. Lord, thank you for another chance to develop, and thank you for another chance to come together with the community and enjoy each other. I pray that you would help me with this looming family camp thing. I pray that you would help me and my family to have fun. I pray that nothing comes crashing down while I'm receptionless. I pray that you be with Kirsten as she takes care of all the everyday operations and manages everybody and everything, and that nothing horrible comes up, and that she can get a hold of me when she needs me and all that stuff. And Lord, I pray that we can be productive for the little bit of time we have this morning and get something done. And just be with us all this week and help us all to have a good week. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, Slime Bucket, I got a question about playlists. Is it possible to create a playlist in a premium version and use it in a non-premium version? I think playlists Oh man, I should know what's premium and what's not, man. But I think playlists are only premium. So Mr. Crapsalot says, okay, I'm not going to read that out loud, but I think we should ban him. What do you guys think? Hey, Charco. I got to get on YouTube so I can ban this guy. Live. I need a moderator. Get mute. Don't want my voice repeating. Ban Hammer. Put user in timeout. I didn't know I could do that. Block. Nah, we're going to block. Because I'm not feeling patient today. All right. I just hate people. So banning is always a good decision for me. Likewise. Poor guy. Maybe he's just making a joke. Banned for a poor sense of humor. Oh, all right. So, yeah, I need to pull up dot trace. And give this a shot here. Yeah, here we go again. And ban. Ban, 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 ban. The master trolls are out to play. Seems like it would have to be the same guy. I don't know, like that'd be a pretty crazy coincidence. Either that or there's an entire team of trolls out there to get us this morning. When it was just Twitch, the worst we had was Frank. Exactly. You see, this is why I quit multiplayer games and now play single-player console and arcade games. Yeah, I'm with you there, Slime Bucket. Oh, there's all kinds of people that have a grudge against LaunchBox. And for no good reason, but, you know, we've seen way too many grudges. Chat has to be invite only. All right. So I got dot trace open here. We're going to start up LaunchBox. I'm not going to start it immediately. I'm not going to start the tracing immediately, I mean. What we want to do is just, I'm going to go ahead and start tracing here. And then change the arrange by to developer. Good, and it's taken a while. So I'll wait for this to finish. I'll get my snapshot, and then I'll see what the heck it's doing. That wasn't too long, but it wasn't quick either. So populate games, populate on paint. Interesting. Just out of curiosity, update images, refresh text image. Sure. I want to try this again though. Try and see if we can get this to take longer. To get a better idea of it. It's interesting that, let's drop that. I wonder if it has more of an issue when we're on a specific platform or something. Let's go to NES. See, that was fast. I don't really get it. Of course, now we can't replicate it. There we go. Yeah, now it's taking a while. This is the weird thing. And the funny thing about this is it's quick sometimes, and yet other times it takes forever. So there's some kind of threading issue or some kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. But clearly, this is going to be a good test. We're still waiting. Oh, come on. Here's the trolls again. So we got some kind of jerk doing a bunch of spamming. What are we going to do? Let me catch up on comments here. This is why we can't have nice things. You know you're awesome when you're getting trolled by haters. What am I up to other than deleting trolls? Yeah, performance. Oh, look, he's making many accounts. Just ban and ignore. That's probably a good idea. It didn't crash, Bruce. Support and casual conversation. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. AK money. Hey Retro, you've been making cinematic themes and uploading them to the site. Do those come up in the list in Big Box as well? Unfortunately, they don't. But what we can do is we can create a category for you, Retro. Um, yeah, assuming you have enough of them to make it, and I know you do. You've been doing a ton of them. But yeah, we just need to. Oh man, I don't know what we're gonna do about this, guys. I might have to block YouTube comments or something because this is bad. Just a matter of time, apparently. So what am I gonna do here? Let's see. Who wants to moderate for me? Anybody interested in moderating for me? Because obviously I can't spend the whole stream doing this crap. Hey Sid. Sid, you want to moderate? We got some spammers, some spammer issues. Except somebody on YouTube would have to moderate because the issue is on YouTube right now. Quad. So quad's quad. Yeah, I'm gonna add you as a moderator, man. There we go. So quad is a moderator. That should help. Let me know if anybody else who's been here for like ages. I don't want to just give moderation to anybody, but if you've been around for like a year, then let me know and I'll hit you up with moderators so you can help moderate all the spam comments. No problem, guys. If you block chat on YouTube, it's better for all of us. Mods for all, right? Oh, nice. Pietro. Okay, Sid, definitely. I'll get you moderator going on here. Moderate. I do have to be a little bit picky about this stuff though. So I'm gonna only do it for like the crazy regulars, the people who are always here. But we got Sid and Quad, so hopefully we'll be good for a while. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Who is this Joker? I don't know. You tell me who I am. All right, so paid shows. Will they get paid by companies to target people? You think that's what's going on? I doubt it. Ah. All right, I'm just gonna do my thing. Oh, the spammer. I got your cannon fodder. All right. You guys got it covered. Oh, now we have like people fighting or picking on other people on the stream. What? Come on. Yeah, I'm not good at ignoring stuff. Sorry, guys. All right. The thing is, okay, so the YouTube comments right now are completely useless because I can't read them because there's so much crap going on. So I'm guessing, I don't know. Maybe we should just kill the YouTube comments. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just moving on for now. Sorry for anybody who has a legitimate comment who's trying to comment right now, because I can't really even do any. I can't even read them. You should be. Quad, yep. Yep, you're a moderator. Sure, Neil. That sounds good. All right, so it's the same thing. We got on paint going on, but paint is what happens constantly. Like anytime you paint the screen, the paint method runs. So it makes sense that that would be the biggest thing. Oh, another important. Okay, so another thing important to note about this is obviously since it's not locking up the app, it's happening in another thread. So the main thread is not the issue here. It's either going to be thread 20 or 24, or it could be 19. Interesting. But one of these threads is causing another thread to wait. There's 22 as well. I'm guessing it's got to be a conflict between these threads. That has to be what's going on here. And my kids are screaming. Okay, update images, which makes sense. I have a feeling this one's going to be tough. Native or optimized code, so that is not going to be anything to look at. I can close the main thread. So we got this thread is a possibility. I close this thread because it's all native. This is just, okay, so then this is the thing that's disposing old images. That makes sense. But it's 99% sleep, so I can ignore that. This is again native. So it has to be in update images in the image cache. So yeah, like I expected, it has something to do with the image cache and the fact that it's trying to update. Yeah. But why is it not populating until after? So anyways, let's go look at the code. See you, Neil. Russia's at it again. Yeah, something like that. No, it's not Russia. We can't blame Russia for this. YouTube police. Stream is being DDoS. Oh yeah, of course it is. I get it. Duh. Well, this has been productive, guys. Because I'm gonna have to well, we got like 1 hour left. That's all I got. Anyways, I'm excited about that, Dave. I really am. Was someone rejected from E3? Live stream about E3 the other day and saw the same thing. Sure. If we have to, though, we'll just disable comments on YouTube, you know? And then if people, we'll tell people if they want to comment, they're just going to have to use Twitch. Yeah, we're doing all right now. Seems like it's slowing down, so that's good. But I'm not moderating. All right. So I got to drag this over here, and then we're going to have to check and try and see. So when arrange by is clicked, this is in the main form. No, not audit. I need arrange by. Tool strip menu item, but that's not. Fine. What events do we have here? None. No events. Okay. Well. Range by tool strip drop down button. Okay, so we add and then on click sort by. Okay, sort by tool strip menu item click. It's just named what it used to be called. Okay. And so we check the one. We uncheck everything. And we just call populate games. That's the only thing that we do after we set the new values. So everything, it's just like, the funny thing here is we're ultimately doing the same thing as we do elsewhere, which is just call populate games. Except we're calling no game to select, focus true, keep scroll false, and deselect is false as well. Interesting. There's 35 references to this, of course. But most of the time, we just call it with no variables. So one thing I'm curious about is if I were to, and obviously we can't really do this, but this will help us pinpoint what the issue might be. If we do that instead, what happens? Do we still have the performance issues? And I got to close this out. I got to rebuild now. Nathan had an imposter? How does that even happen? That's not good. Goodness sakes. Uh, ignore. Ignore. So we're rebuilt. Now I want to see basically if this is faster. And from what I can tell, it sure is. However, it may not work as well as I mean, it might be missing something important. But this will help us pinpoint it, but see here it goes slow again. So same diff. Crap. So apparently that wasn't the issue. And it comes back finally. Guys, you need to be quiet. I'm streaming. Yeah, this clearly isn't. That clearly didn't solve it. So let's go ahead and undo this. So somehow or other, though, when we switch a range by, it's causing issues. Populate a range by values. This is our populate method, which is crazy advanced. And I have a feeling, I mean, there's really not a whole lot that's going on here. I would imagine it has to be in that process. And then the invalidate, I have a feeling it could be this that's making it not update. Oh, so, no, that's the sidebar. Or it could be the sidebar control. My goodness, my kids can't behave this morning, apparently. Man alive. Alright, so we're built. Let's test this out. Wow. Okay, here we go. Dad life. Yep. Maybe my kids have joined the trolls, yeah. Well, that's good, Retro. Yes, we're still having troll problems. Do they still get put in the video chat? The funny thing is, I'm not seeing them. Which is funny. Yeah, they do. Obviously. I don't know that there's anything we can do about that. Well, they do until they get deleted? No, I don't know. Yeah, they stay in there. Well, guys, I don't know. I'm about ready to turn off YouTube comments. You can report, yeah, you can definitely report the stuff to YouTube, but these are all just empty accounts that people are creating. So it doesn't really matter whether we ban them or not, because they're just going to go create more accounts. You think this is one guy, or is this a series of incompetence? Let's see. Okay, there has to be a way to disable comments. How do I do that? Seriously. Come on, YouTube. Are you kidding? YouTube live disable chat. Can I not turn off the chat on a live stream? Huh. It literally won't let me turn off the chat. I have no idea how to turn off the chat, guys, on the YouTube. Pop out chat. I don't know. Wonderful. Yeah, this would work, guys, if I could figure out how to turn off the chat on stupid YouTube. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. Because there's no way to do it. It won't let me, which is ridiculous. I can't believe that. So this has been productive, folks. Wow. Why on earth would YouTube not let you turn off the live chat? That is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. Wow. It appears like maybe I can turn it off when I'm not streaming, but I don't see a way to turn it off in the middle of my streaming. All right, well, I got a forum message just telling me how to do it. Yeah, I was already on that page, but disable live chat. Okay. The gear icon. Meh. Select the gear icon and uncheck the enable live chat box. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Wow. That's not helpful at all. So what, guys? We just go back to using Twitch? This is ridiculous. I'm already there, Sid, but it is completely useless. It tells me to click the gear icon, and the gear icon is nowhere. I can go into the gear icon in my channel settings, but that doesn't get me what it's referring to. So I'm like completely lost. I got no idea. Ridiculous. Whatever. What a waste of a stream. For real. Alright, well guys, I'm just going to ignore it and keep going. Yeah, we should pray for no trolls, clearly. Whatever. I don't know what to do. Sorry, folks. Ridiculous. I mean, I could kill YouTube. I guess is what we're going to do. But I got to stop the stream and stuff if I'm going to do that, so I don't know. All right. So, I think, believe it or not, Kirsten is smarter than I am because I think she just turned it off. Yeah. I couldn't figure out how to do it, but Kirsten figured it out. So, heck. So, anyways, we're good to go. The YouTube comments are off. Thank you, Kirsten. All right, so folks, get on Twitch if you want to comment today. We'll try it again on Monday because I can't stream on Wednesday because of the family camp thing. But on Monday, we'll go back and try it again. Thankfully, Kirsten has been on and watching and has it disabled. So she's smarter than I am. All right. Anyways, I don't think this did it. I think we still got the issue from what I can tell. Although I'm not sure. So let's play with this a little bit more and we'll try something else if it's what I expect. All right, so that took a while, but I wasn't paying attention. Why is... No, I guess... Yeah, it's still an issue, clearly. Yeah, that was a nightmare. I should probably know how to use the tools that I'm using, so sorry about that, guys. My family. Guys, it is not a good day. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I know, but they're bothering me because they're a nightmare right now. It just bothers me when my kids are misbehaving and I can't parent them. It's upsetting to me. But anyways, this is obviously still an issue. So, and interestingly, this one, it seems to be stuck worse. Okay, so it finally caught up. Now, of course, yeah, my kids are screaming. Because I dragged them down the stairs. No, I didn't drag them down the stairs. Just kidding. Yeah, that's the problem. None of us can pay attention right now at all. Yeah, we gave in to the trolls, didn't we? I gave in to the trolls. The joy of having kids home for the summer. The thing is, it's like part of the reason why it's such a problem today is just because Amber's trying to pack for the trip and all this crap, and so they're not being parented, and that's the main issue here. I really haven't fixed anything all stream. Nathan, actually, well, it is. It seems to only happen when you change the arrange by. But yeah, apparently, but there's performance issues with changing the arrange by for whatever reason. So yeah. The last thing I tried was commenting this out, and that clearly has nothing to do with it. I think it's probably in the actual populate method, which obviously we need. I'm guessing it's some kind of image threading issue. Something is locking up the thread. That's all I can figure. But that's tricky. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about that one. I assume... I mean, it could be the sidebar repopulate, but I doubt that. I mean, if I comment this out, nothing's going to populate. That's the thing. Build failed. Oh, count does not exist. Let's just see what happens here. And we'll see if we can confirm that use of unassigned local variable count. Yeah, fine. Okay, equals 0. And build. Honestly, Nathan, though, this is like only, I mean, this has been an issue for several versions, and it only comes up when you change a range by. And so, I mean, it's been an issue for quite a while, and it depends on a lot of things. So I'm not sure that it's that major of an issue, but it's definitely something I need to look at. Yeah, it's probably the biggest issue we have right now. All right, so obviously nothing's going to populate. Clearly, yeah, it's in that series. It's in that method. The problem is everything's going to be super quick, but that only makes sense because it's not doing anything right now. It's not really even populating anything. But that at least confirms that the issue doesn't have anything to do with anything else in here. It's just in that populate method. So let's go to the populate method. Another thing that we could that would be potentially, no, this is in games control base anyways. But one thing I want to check before we dive into this populate method. I want to check if we go to the list view and, oh, I guess arrange by doesn't even show up in the list view. That makes sense because it doesn't apply. So we can't test to see if that's an issue because it just isn't. So there's that. So anyways, if we go through this, that's interesting. We have an application that do events in there. Wow. Wonder what the point of that is. I'm thinking I'm just gonna like comment some stuff out until I find it. But I mean, I should look at my. It's in load item in image cache.load item. Image cache.update images. So let's search this block. I'm not sure we have anything image cache in here though. The current block. Image cache, yeah. It's not nothing immediately in there, so that's the trick. So I'm gonna have to hunt deeper, of course. Turn count. I have a feeling it's in the paint method that's doing it. What's calling, first off, let me load up update images. This is the image cache.update images method. And that's in desktop caching. Now update images is just like a thread. I believe. Yep. This is a thread that runs in the background. Just trying to think through the best approach to getting this identified. Because something is refreshing the image, and I think that has to be the issue. It's the refreshes. So when we populate this stuff and we have to change the text, so in image cache, if I take a look at invalidate. Oh, so we invalidate a particular game. Although I'm not sure. Somewhere we have something that refreshes the text, and I'm guessing that has something to do with it. Let me pull up Game GUI. Refresh text, image. Okay. So this is gonna screw everything up. I mean, we're not gonna get text. But I have a feeling that it has something to do with this right here, but I don't really know. So we got to switch to the images view. And is it even going to do anything now? That image doesn't exist. So for all I know, it's... Yeah, that's probably going to screw everything up. Crap. Because it's never getting the images. Bah! Well, it's not going to be that easy to test then. And that's coming from... Yeah, the image cache calls it, though. Okay. This is the update images method, which is what I'm in. Load item. It's interesting that yeah, I might as well kill this because that just straight up doesn't work. Let's go back here and uncomment this stuff. And let's play around with this method a little bit. So stuff still loads. Still have an issue with it though. Is that the only instance of that though? That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. So that's the only place that that is actually called. So if I comment this out, then no text images are ever going to be refreshed. I don't know. That might screw us up again, though. No, we load. What is unique about changing a range by, though, that would cause these issues when we don't get these issues with the sidebar when switching the views? It has to be something with repopulating, rebuilding the cache images. It just has to be. I don't know what else it would be. But yeah, we still have the issue clearly. So it might actually... The thing is, we shouldn't be really refreshing any images when we change the arrange by, so that doesn't really make any sense. And this guy... There's only one reference to that, too. Look at that. So that doesn't seem to be the issue. Well, the refresh text image isn't the issue. I don't know. Yeah, I can still kill it, apparently. That's good. Developer. That wasn't too bad, but I don't necessarily believe that it's fixed. Yeah, there it goes. No, I don't know. Yeah. Not fixed. Oh, great. Here we go again. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and just end this stream. My family's going nuts. I'm stressed because they're going nuts. We got all kinds of trolls. So, great. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like done. I can't focus right now. So, sorry guys, but thanks for making this productive or being with me for as long as you guys have been. I don't really know what we're going to do if this continues, but we'll do the best we can. But take it easy, folks, and I will talk to you all on Monday. I'll be around here and there, but I probably won't have a whole lot of contact because I've only got 3 hours a day to catch up with everything. But yeah, I'll see you guys all on Monday at the latest, and we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging in there with us.